A Christchurch fisherman with Black Power affiliation has admitted stabbing Mongrel Mob gang member Ngaoa Kokaua, but has avoided a murder conviction over the death. Lucian Michael Fenton, 32, of Avonside, pleaded guilty to a charge of wounding with intent to cause grievous bodily harm when he appeared via video link in the High Court in Christchurch on Friday. Fenton was originally charged with murder, but the charge was amended, leading to his guilty plea. On September 14, 2019, Fenton was visiting an associate in an address on Wainui Street in Christchurch. Around 8:45pm, Kokaua, 48, and a female associate arrived at the address just as Fenton walked out of the house. Kokaua had driven to the house to retrieve a vehicle belonging to his female associate. He and Fenton did not know each other. As Fenton walked past the driver's door, Kokaua asked to see someone named Jamie. Fenton asked who was asking for Jamie, to which Kokaua replied, "It doesn't matter, I want to talk to her." He then jumped out of the car demanding to speak to Jamie. Fenton walked back to the house with Kokaua following behind carrying a metal wrench. Fenton entered the house through a back door and closed the door behind him. Kokaua smashed a panel in the door and entered the house, saying he was not leaving until he had spoken to Jamie. Fenton armed himself with a knife from the kitchen and Kokaua retreated out of the house to the driveway. Fenton followed. While Kokaua was standing by the driver's door of his vehicle, Fenton approached him with the knife in his hand and stabbed him. Kokaua fell on top of Fenton and both men toppled to the ground. Fenton continued to stab Kokaua in his back, shoulder, arm and neck. Kokaua managed to get to his feet, got back in his car and drove away. At the corner of Clarence and Nelson Streets, he lost consciousness and died. He had sustained 7 knife wounds, including one to his lower neck, passing downward towards the centre of his chest. An autopsy found none of the knife wounds were life-threatening. The cause of death was identified as a tension pneumothorax, commonly known as a collapsed lung, caused by a ruptured blister on the lung. According to the summary of facts, all the activities immediately prior to and during the stabbing could have been responsible for causing the fatal tension pneumothorax. Fenton later told investigators he lost the plot and could not recall exactly what happened or how many times he had stabbed Kokaua. He said he stabbed the victim to defend himself and others in the house. Kokaua was only days away from celebrating his 49th birthday. He had 11 children, 2 of whom he'd raised, and 15 grandchildren who live in Australia. He moved to Christchurch from Hastings after the earthquakes to work in construction. Fenton has been remanded in custody to July 23 for sentencing.